What's up guys, and welcome to the Scarge channel. It's Grant here, and today is the first episode of a road to a 500 squat. So my current max is around 390 or so, as we'll get to in the video, and I've really been wanting to increase my squat. I've been working on the form a lot. I've been doing a lot of research on how often you should squat, what form is good, and all that sort of stuff. I'm on sort of a break from my jumping phase, as I want to basically get to a peak strength, and the goal is 500. Anything from around 450 to 500, and then I'll start probably jumping a little bit more. But other than that, let's get into the video. Alright guys, as you can see, my warm-up is a pretty standard one. I go from the bar to 155, and then I'll add 90 to 70 pounds every time. And then once I can't do 3 easy reps, basically I'll do singles up to a max for the day, and then do my back offs. But what's really important is that you get a very good warm-up in before you even start squatting. So for me, I'll do about 2 to 3 minutes on the bike, and then I'll do a circuit with my booty bands, as people like to call them. I mean, they are booty bands, so I'll call it what it is. And I'll put them around my upper legs, and I will bend my leg to the side and back. So I'll do like a kickback for the hamstrings to warm up, and then I'll do a side kick basically for the abductors or the adductors, whichever one's on the outside. I don't remember. But so here we are at 245 doing some squats. Nice little warm up in. When I'm going light, I won't use my belt or my knee sleeves. So basically I'll go raw as long as possible, and then once I get to a heavy weight, I'll put on a belt first, and then once I get to an even heavier weight, I'll put on the knee sleeves. The purpose of this is basically to make it the warm-ups warm up every part of your body. If you wore the belt too early, then your core might not be properly bracing for each squat. And if you put on the knee sleeves too early, I mean, there's not really a downside to that, but then for me, in my head, you get used to the knee sleeves, and then you kind of always have to squat with them. And personally, sometimes I like to squat without the knee sleeves. If my knees are feeling really good that day, or if it's like a hot day and you don't really need them as much, then I like to be able to do it without the knee sleeves. So a lot of people ask, how often should I do any workout? How often should I hit legs? How often should I hit upper body? What's a good training split? Can you write me a program, please? So my answer to this, I'm only going to answer the squat. I have upped the frequency from 2 times a week to 3 times a week. I think right now 3 is pretty optimal for me. Honestly, I've done a lot of research on like the squat everyday programs, and I am really interested in them, but I don't know how it would work out for my other lifts, and I want to get better at those as well. So for now, 3 times a week is really good. And also, when you're doing it 3 times a week, you can do a lot more accessories than you would be able to if you did them every day. I feel like you wouldn't be able to do as much accessories because your total leg volume would go up. But here we are, guys, 405 attempt. The last attempt was 390. I hit that fairly easily. So we've got a decent starting point for the road to 500. 405, can we get it? Let's see. Bracing the core. Squatting, going straight down. Form looking good, but no, I did not have it in the tank that day, and that is perfectly fine. So after my heavy single, I did back offs. I did a 4x4 with 345 pounds, which is considerably a decent amount of weight for me, considering my max is only like 45 pounds below that, or above that, I mean. So it's not too bad. I like to keep the back off sets as intense as possible, because I find that really intense work helps me get stronger in the 1 rep max. Also, with the increased intensity, it's also very important to note that you want to go as fast as possible while being as controlled as possible, of course, when you're lifting even heavier loads. So you want to always try to move the weight as fast as possible, especially if you are a guy that wants to be a more fast twitch athlete. You got to move the weight fast if you want to be fast. Like, if you want to run fast, you gotta run fast in your workouts, and if you want to throw hard, you gotta throw hard in your workouts. It all applies to the same stuff. So here, I just figured out, I learned about this new accessory. For me anyways, it's new, and it's called the pin squat. I've never really done these before, but I wanted to give it a try because I heard a lot of good things about them, and I've also never tried them before. So what you basically do is you drop it to about where your normal squat depth is. For me, this is a little bit lower than parallel, it's very slightly though, so it almost makes no difference. The next pin would have been a little bit higher, so I'm going a little bit lower. I'm challenging myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. You got to challenge yourself to grow. But this exercise is really good because it takes away the stretch shortening cycle of the muscle. So when you do a normal squat, you kind of get a little bounce out of the bottom naturally from your body. It just does that. So when you do the pin squats, you rest for about a second at the bottom, so you get rid of the stretch shortening cycle, and then you explode up, and that's basically just pure power. Like, it's nothing other than your muscles firing. Unlike the normal squat where you have a little bit of the shortening cycle, it can add a little bit of poundage to your squat. So this, I find it's really good to do about like 3 sets of 3. So that's what I did. I did 3 sets of 3, and then I worked up to a max just so I could figure out where my max was. And I believe this was the max, 315, so it's not too bad. In a video I watched, they said that your 1 rep should be about, when you're like used to it, about 80 to 90% of your back squat 1 rep max. So I'm getting there. Moving on, we did trap bar deadlifts. This was the last main power movement of the day. My hamstrings were really sore and my glute was sore from RDLs from a few days ago, so I did a quad dominant exercise. You really have to listen to your body. If you're feeling sore in a certain muscle group, just do the other one a little bit more, and then the following workout, if it's feeling better, then do that one a little bit more. You just gotta balance yourself out. So here is, I was very happy with this. That was a 600-pound trap bar deadlift PR, literally like a 30-pound PR from the last time I did it, and I haven't even been training it. I think it's mostly due to the squats and sumo deadlift I've been doing. So we finished the workout with some calf raises and some tib raises. I've been doing these for the past, 2 months or so, and I just think it really completes your legs. Like, a lot of people only work the upper legs, but calves and tibialis are very important to keep your knee healthy, so I recommend you add it just to the end of the workout. So I hope you like this video. More episodes to come because 500 is going to take a while. Thanks. Make sure to like and subscribe for more. Peace and have a good one.